Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today we'll be playing some more of the Great Ace Attorney adventures. Last we left off, we got to meet our fifth mysterious person, Gina Lestrade. And something fishy is going on with Gina and McGilded. We don't really know who's lying or why. It's entirely possible Gina was brought in by McGilded as like a cover-up. I mean, that's what he was doing. He's trying to play to the people's hearts. He's trying to get on people's good side, show off just how great and wonderful and kind of a person he is, that he cared about this child, how he wanted the child to not be involved because the child is clearly innocent. We don't really quite know why Gina is lying here, but it was established that Gina is a petty thief and Mr. McGilded over here is a very rich dude, so it's entirely possible that she was paid off by McGilded to say the things that she's saying, and she wasn't there at the crime scene at all. In which case, McGilded is the only possible guilty party. Now, the suspicious thing is, Gina set off a smoke grenade as she was trying to allegedly make her escape. But while all that commotion was happening, evidence went missing from the carriage, and that evidence being all the stuff that was under the seat. Which is making us believe no one would have even hidden in that compartment because there's not enough room, because all that stuff was there. And then Zieks told us, yeah, we investigated straight after and there was things in there, so no one could have hidden there. But now all those things are gone conveniently after the smoke grenade went off. And we did check beforehand, we did investigate, and we did see that all those things were there. And also now, suspiciously, there's like a pool of blood at the bottom in the middle of the carriage that I don't recall seeing before. So I guess let's just jump right in and see what's going on, because this is proving to be quite the confusing case. She didn't even say anything. Oh yeah, I forgot. Grandma just stayed silent and just boop, said, nope, this guy's guilty. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars.
And neither can I.
Mr. Foreman, is that... Oh, just juror number 2 left on the innocent side.
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars.
Well, there he goes. We only have juror number 2 left, and I'm surprised she hasn't said guilty yet. Ugh. Mr. Naruto, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. And all thanks to us, backing up Zieks claimed. And he's enjoying it. Oh, I forgot he gave us the boot last episode, my god. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. The considerable troubles you have spared me. Thank you. Toast to that, my friend. Toast to that. Yes, very refreshing. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amadan? This is carnage, it's perfect. Jesus, leave that thing alone, man. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruto, the way this is going. I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of the London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. That's what you said exactly last time. Word for word, I think. Oh. I just don't understand why McGilded is lying here. Clearly lying and trying to hide evidence. If he's innocent, what's the point? Why? I don't get it. Does he just not know how that guy died, so he's trying to find like some backup for himself? Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, if we are considering that it is in fact the truth and she was in fact in the carriage all along and Mr. McGilded is actually kind of a cool, nice dude, then Mr. Mason must have come in through the skylight. I think they made it a point when we were investigating to say that it doesn't open from the inside, but I think it might open from the outside. I just don't know why Mason would do that. It may shed an entirely new light on this whole case, like the skylight. What are you saying? Counsel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my education. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time as testified by the witness in the stand.
Yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Oh, what? Okay, so it's entirely possible he died up top and his body was thrown down and that's why we heard a thud? In that case, the culprit would be either Fairplay or Hurst. But Hurst did scream. I guess let's continue. That is a possibility I didn't consider before. There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. He was there already, there's another entrance, he was put there after he died. Well, this goes along with my thought that he must have come in through the skylight, and this goes with my thought that he was put there after he died, with the thud. And that would explain why he was on the floor and not in a seated position. I'm gonna look at the court record. I'm gonna look inside the omnibus one more time, and I do want to look at the skylight again. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description, so I suppose it can be opened from inside the cabin at least. Okay. So, can we take a look at it from up top? There's a handle there. God, I don't know which one to go with. Here's my line of thinking here. If we're fully trusting Gina here, and she only ever heard the snoring, she didn't hear like the door opening or closing. Obviously, she should have heard the skylight opening up and closing. But if the only other sound she heard was a thud, then Mason must not have been talking with McGilded at any point really. In which case, he was already dead when he ended up inside. So I'm gonna go with that over the second choice. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed.
Objection!
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of the obviously in your last sentence? Huh?
Well said, Lord Van Zieks. The obviously is troubling me also.
No. That's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. And answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? That is so interesting. See, I didn't even consider all that until like a few minutes ago, you know? Oh, oops.
I shall have to penalize the defense heavily for this irrelevant rambling.
See, well, I guess we'll just go with the second option. The penalty is evidently not heavy enough judging from those Nipponese eyes, so I ask you again. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, if her words are to be believed, then the guy should have been dead, because she didn't hear any conversation. How do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Or maybe she didn't mention conversation? I don't recall. There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be. There's another entrance. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door, the other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection!
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court.
Easy peasy.
Here's the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim enter the cabin?
Right here, Your Highness.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say the skylight.
Yep.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with a dagger.
Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? Yup, would not have. A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious.
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
He fell into it. You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen.
Denying.
And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... Ooh, what are you gonna say, Mr. McGilded? Might a humble fellow make a wee comment here? Mr. McGilded. To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but they just didn't see or know him? Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? Exactly, Renosuke. I think perhaps the two fellas are working together, eh? They'll be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you just not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Whose side are you? Are you... What? Mike... He's just putting on a show here. He's not even... What? Like, why would... Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof. You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man where... Oh. They were the ones who killed him, eh? Is that what we're going with?
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said. Oh my god, what's happening? You rotter, he said. You rotter, what are you insinuating?
This is a flaming outrage. I've a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay.
You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts, it's a disgrace, it's scandalous, oh! I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right, I protest too. How about you, you rotten scoundrel?
Order! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. Oh, it's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zieks.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It wasn't us. It was McGilded. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. What? Not cool, bro. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are you wasting time for? Go get them to testify.
Huh? I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid my eyes on the fellow.
We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Ooh, the crowd is into it. What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Oh, my lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this. Oh, he's pleased. See, I feel... It just seems like McGilded just knows everything and he's just playing dumb or playing along and this is just fun for him. It's so strange. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keeping pushing forward. Okay, I guess we're gonna hear him out again. See how it goes. Refuting the accusation.
We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that.
If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
I think the part about them not even being able to open it is the one that we're gonna have to press on. I'm gonna want to press on that first.
I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith, unless they were together. But then Beppo, come on Beppo. That's right, you see?
We're innocent, I tell you. Dude, don't stop doing that. It's making me very uncomfortable. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another. Exactly.
What?
Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Because McGilded is in control of it. And I don't understand what's happening either.
Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. Okay, let's see how this goes. Refuting the accusation. Okay, let's push on that. I know I said I want to push on the other one first, but let's try this. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck.
Absolutely no, Dickon.
No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, well yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. I love this. Oh, this is cool. Seeing them side by side, just interacting.
Is this true, Mr. McGilded?
Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately.
That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in...
Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all?
Oh.
Well, I'm kind of on Fairplay's side here now. I do trust him. It's all the evidence in the course these days, so it is. You do well to remember that.
Oh, I saw you with my own eyes.
This is going so well. Okay, if anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? That's what I was wondering, man. Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is this some kind of a lark?
Is this some kind of a joke? He said. Is that what this is? Thank you for translating first, I appreciate it. Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly.
Ooh, are you fair dinkum, sir?
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again.
That's extreme. Yikes.
It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked.
I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all.
That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone.
Okay, so that means Mason got in through the skylight before either of them boarded. That's the simple explanation. That's what I thought initially, going with the theory that Mason did get through the skylight. That's what happened. Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cult. This is hardly surprising.
Saying things, saying things.
I believe we've reached an impasse here on this particular point.
Ah, you.
Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are here too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about.
This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really.
Okay. I do believe that. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before.
Oh, no, not once, never.
He'd never met the man before, he said, never.
And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either.
That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin.
Oh, what do you have to say?
Excuse me.
Mr. McGill did. Yes, counsel, what can I be doing for you?
Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow?
And why do you know so much about these people? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder?
What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has.
Hey,
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe this fast approaching is it not your repayment date.
oh, I beg your pardon.
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
At an unconscionable rate of interest, you tricked me. It's extortion.
Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another.
Or just outright kill them, I think that's simpler. Ah!
Oh, there's the motive. He put the thought in people's minds. And young Mr. First?
Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir?
You do be making ads for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head? Is that one of your own creations, is it?
Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find a perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door.
The perfect fit, is it? Well, this is a very distinctive design, so it is. Oh, yeah. Very distinctive design. I do see the connection now.
Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch.
Customers, such as Thrust-Fired Mason.
Oh,
There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence for, my lord.
Oh, this you mean?
Yep, I just looked at it. I can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
oh. That's one of my hats.
He didn't even notice. Aye, that it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh no, sir. Absolutely not, sir.
Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case.
Wow.
Maybe he should have just defended himself.
You little weasel.
He's better at this than I am. Exactly.
Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Or he must have known all beforehand. He orchestrated this somehow. I doubt it though. Please don't let me little interruption hold up the proceedings. Interesting. Okay.
Hold it!
You could have opened it, man. Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time?
I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute.
That's not a good translation.
That's what he said.
Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
That is, of course, a fella the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand.
Oh, now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing.
Oh, what are we talking about there, huh?
Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's stop biting our cane, shall we?
I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens.
What?
Oh, this is an unexpected confession, Mr. Burst.
Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible.
Jesus. But I'm guessing that's when you were on the inside, or are you... Yeah. But I think it opens from the outside.
Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did.
Or are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside the cabin. Of shame.
Inside, see?
Excuse me!
What do you have to say? We haven't heard from you in a while. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade.
It opens.
The
skylight. That is what we're talking about, right?
Oh my god, not again. Please don't do it. What color is that? Purple? I call purple.
All them skylights open that easy.
More easily than you could load that weapon? Yeah, she struggled with that one.
That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I...
You can't do it from inside, you mug.
Oh. Look, a few weeks ago I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I laid a great haul, I mean. My purse is coming out of me ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
I do respect it though, it's freaking hilarious.
Well, anyway, I laid a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, we got him wise to me. All four of them surrounded me so I couldn't open the bus off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through.
What?
Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck.
Bailiff, climb up to the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims.
Yep. I'm surprised no one even tried to see that. Very easily too. Ah!
Oh, my hat.
Is she gonna say told ya?
See?
Yep.
Order, order, order! So, it appears that this street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck.
Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. But we have. Should we look at it some more? Okay, so let's see this.
Hold it!
Proof.
That's right, I demand to hear it.
We came here to say what we saw, I tell you, not for this.
But you call us both shicers, brand us as criminals.
You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it.
As it stands at the moment,
Oh,
there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here.
well, you were directly in the cabin, I don't know, man.
Oh,
If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth.
oh, look at Renosuke, he cares so much about fair play.
I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
I couldn't say, I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial.
Evidence.
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely.
Okay. Do we have to look at the evidence again? Okay, we're gonna look at it one more time, I guess. We're gonna look at it from the outside. Maybe that'll give us some new information. So the skylight was fastened shut before.
But now the catch has been undone, we should be able to open it.
Okay. What does that give us? Can I get this into evidence somehow? Oh, there's blood. So he did die up here. Huh. Well, I'm trying to click on the blood now, because I'm seeing the blood. So the original theory that he died out top when he was pushed down could totally be right. But why is there a new pool of blood here, man? Okay, that's clearly blood. Clearly.
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Excuse me?
Why someone like me? Ah,
What is it?
look, just here. Look at this.
That's without question.
It's blood.
Why would there be a bloodstain here?
Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
Scene of the crime, there's a bloodstain visible on the frame of the skylight when it's open. Okay, so we're gonna present that now. We're probably gonna present it on this one, right? Present.
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. So I was right. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
What? That's utter humbug. Oh, you can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do what I tell you. It's impossible.
Irrefutable proof. We're here in this courtroom.
Counsel,
My lord?
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is the evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
Okay. Easy peasy. Where is that? Okay.
Got it!
What is?
By Jupiter, is that blood?
This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening.
Oh my.
And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No!
Interesting.
Order, order, order!
Hold it!
Who was that?
But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin? No way, bro.
And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight? Sure ain't that would be very convenient.
Oh,
And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
But, there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gem really fell through the skylight, I mean.
Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Was that blood always there and I just didn't notice it? That's crazy. This is all too plain if you see. Also that other... okay. Okay, I don't buy this. It's all a setup. I'm just realizing. This blood is far too fresh. The blood on the skylight opening, far too fresh. It's a setup. They got rid of the evidence from underneath the seat. They put the blood there in between the seats. That was definitely not there. They put the blood on the skylight opening. That was definitely not there. And the blood on the actual seat, that's actually Mr. Mason's, is so much darker. This is a setup. Oh my god, that means McGilded did actually do it then. Because if we're trusting McGilded, we're trusting... Well, we're also trusting Gina's. So Gina is in on this too. I think she was the one who set it all up, possibly. Or they have another person working with them who did all this while all the smoke stuff was going on. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is.
Whoa, what? No.
But it can't be. It's all lies.
Hold it!
I believe them.
My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
It's a setup. And McGilded is the perpetrator here. Possibly, after all. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? Oh, Grandma said that earlier too, man. Of course, silence. I won't tolerate any of the guilt's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that the nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Thank you. Thank you, Van Zieks. Please save the day. He's gonna be like, I don't remember a bloodstain there. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zieks?
A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But...
Or are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stain of blood was...
Fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session.
What? Yep. Exactly. It's a setup. What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of you standing, Lord Van Zieks. But Magnus McGilded, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature.
He's a shady character, man.
You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. If he's such a rich dude, why didn't he have someone else do it? And it seems like he's done it plenty of times before, and in this just one particular case, I guess he must have slipped up or something.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zieks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Tut, that's such a British thing to say. I thought you were Irish.
Oh no.
I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibuster has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? Oh, it's very possible, Mr. McGilded. It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that the court has been in session.
My learned friend.
We're working together, I can't believe it.
Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
We're just turning into a prosecutor at this point. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think. Yes, it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There's no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh. Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel.
I'm surprised no one saw that happen. Must have been a very effective smoke grenade.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from his deceit.
Deceit?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take as a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Would she just so happen to need to escape the court for whatever reason? What is going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Oh no, Susato is in on it too. She told us to cover our face so we don't see anything.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. And that's how all the stuff from under the seat was moved too. But I don't know where. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies such as?
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Yep.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Zieks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
Excuse me? Just ask all the other police officers. We'll investigate it. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What about the purse that little Gina Lestrade is carrying? We could find something in there, maybe? What do you think? Or the giant hat that McGilded wears? Excuse me? Could have a gun in there for all I know. About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Anything else? Is it just the blood on the floor? My lord?
Yes, counsel.
There's one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd better be...
Objection!
Oh, the threatening. Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. This could all be because McGilded is just desperate for the innocent plea, so he's kind of forging things, and he could still be innocent. Who knows? What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim to have appeared at some point during the trial?
The mark? Surely the mark that we're talking about is the blood on the floor there, right? Because I don't think there's any other mark. And I don't think we mentioned the blood.
Got it!
Got it? If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good lord.
Very fresh, man.
Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Well said. Thank you. Although as advocate for the defense, one might say that this was a very careless slip of the tongue. Or maybe it'll help us get to the truth. I believe that the bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Oh. Everyone's just surprised, stunned. Okay, McGilded is not having a good time. I think this is where we're gonna have to end it. And this is something I do really like about the case. It's because we don't really know who's telling the truth here. It feels like we are in the jury and we're finding things about the case that are just pulling us back and forth, like one way or the other, right? And that's kind of fun. It's very different from what we're kind of used to. And you know, they did kind of entertain all my theories in a way where I thought, oh, he must have been killed up top and then he was pushed down and that's why there was a thud, that's why she didn't hear anything else. If we're assuming she's honest and she was actually there, which she could not have been in the first place because all this stuff was under the seat. But if we're assuming this, giving the benefit of the doubt, then these two must be lying, they're in cahoots, they're clearly connected to the guy, this and that. I still don't fully know who the culprit is. I still don't know what's going on. It is starting to obviously look like that McGilded is the one, and it would be interesting if for the first time we don't get a not guilty verdict in these games, as from at least the cases that I've played. And it's still entirely possible he is innocent, but he's fabricating and putting all these things to kind of help his cause to get this innocent verdict, because the situation just seems so hopeless, because even he doesn't know what's going on. But if he was the killer, it doesn't explain all the blood that was allegedly on his hands, but it wasn't. It was just on his glove, and the police didn't find any blood on his hands, and he couldn't have washed it off or gotten rid of it without any evidence turning up. I've got no clue who the actual culprit is. I still think it might not be McGilded. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.